Today's segment, we're going to be doing a review on the movie School Daze, directed and produced by Spike Lee, which came out in 1988. We never saw this movie, but I've always heard about it, and being that I am a Spike Lee fan, I'm ashamed to say I never watched the movie. So I chose this movie because I believe it's a lot of topics that are still going on today in our community, and we're all going to talk about our view on the movie.
Yeah, so as my sister girl said, we haven't seen this movie, so I'm very interested into actually watching it and addressing some of our thoughts while we've seen it, and like how we feel about it and how does it correlate with our feelings from today versus their feelings from in the 80s.
Alrighty guys, so we're going to do a review on this movie so you guys can tune on in and watch it yourself if you've never seen it before. So what I want you ladies to do is just like, we go discuss some like different pieces that you've seen that stood out to you that we can share with them that also, still talks about today's society,
Okay, so who wants to go first?
Well, I would go first. Okay, so one thing that I seen that was really big in the movie School Daze was colorism. And that is one thing that I see today that's big in society is colorism. And colorism, I feel like, is very ignorant because it's really a fight against ourselves as black people, don't you guys think? Like,
yeah, I agree.
And I feel like we fighting against something that we was made unique to be in different shades. So just because you were on the higher scale, the lower scale, don't mean that one is better than the other.
You guys, what do you guys feel like is one of the biggest colorist scenes in the movie? Like,
well, I know it was a lot of it, but the main part that stood out to me was the one with the two sororities fighting against each other. And what I noticed was one sorority was lighter skinned, and they had them with
all members,
but guess what? Not all members. And I don't think y'all seen that.
No, I did.
I was telling it. So y'all, let me tell y'all how they go do this. They had the lighter skin, and then they had the darker skin. They made sure they made all the darker skin have short hair, like to where some of them was almost bald. That's false. That's not our hair. So that was my one thing in there that I noticed about the different girls. Like,
I didn't even know. I think with the light skin, they had a brown skin too. Okay, cool. So for me, same scene, and it continued too at there was a parade, and Whitley, I will insert a clip here, she came out of, there was a parade for all the sororities and fraternities, and the one fraternity their logo was a pyramid, right? So they were like talking about how this beautiful girl is and just going on and on about this girl, and as the pyramid opens up, it's Whitley, who is very light with straighter hair, and to me that just showed what a lot of society puts up as the standard of beauty, which is false.
Yeah. Right. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, but because like I noticed that like it's really an image thing because it's not really the truth. There's many light-skinned girls with short hair. Not even because they want, not because it can't grow, because they want to have short hair. There's black girls who love to have short hair, and I noticed they had two dark-skinned girls up in the lighter skin. It was about 15 in each sorority, And the only reason why they was in there because their hair was down their back. That was the only reason. So that's like, the texture of your hair, they'll bring you in as long as you got, you got that hair? Bring you in.
Because then if you darker skin with what they call good hair, then you exotic. Then you acceptable.
Right.
You make
you ain't like the rest.
Yeah, you not like, you pretty for her.
Dark girl. Don't hurt them.
Okay.
And just like you're saying, Mari, that goes into our next point of view too, is texturism. So I was big in there because that's what, besides skin color, or skin tone, excuse me, that's what divided the girls as well, was first skin tone and then your texturism. So the girls with kinkier, natural short hair, they were associated with being dark skinned, and the girls with the softer, longer hair textures were associated with being light skinned, which I think is extremely ignorant, because just like Sister Girl said, no matter what shade of melanin you are, you can have long hair, straight hair, curly hair, and that's just not the standard of beauty that is put out there by people is false.
Yeah, right? It's very false.
Yeah. To piggyback on the texturism, when the movie first opened up, I love to see the fact that they did have black women wearing their natural hair, and all different styles, forms of it, and like even if it was straight, it was still their hair. I like seeing that because that was a good representation of the 80s and the 90s, that black women weren't scared to wear their hair. We did get perms and stuff, but it was still our hair, you know. It didn't transition to the point where we start wearing weave. I know why we start wearing weave.
Okay, but girl, I feel like they still played us in that movie though. Because it seemed like most of the black girl hair in that movie was like permed out, burnt hair. That's like damaged hair.
They did.
Because if that's the case, if that's how our hair looked, tell me why tell me why all the rest of us right now growing our hair out of our head, you know?
But during that time, it was a lot of black women that hair was like that because they didn't know the process of how to take care of it.
Yeah, but not all though.
Yeah, not all.
Because I never got my hair permed, so I'm sure everybody in the back in the days didn't get their hair permed.
That's true.
I was really looking deep at the texture, and it was like either chopped. It just looked like their hair was just like, yeah. It wasn't even styled in a nice fro. It was just, if it's short, curly, like it just wasn't cute to me. To where I felt like, even though the movie was portraying a purpose, but it still was letting me know how people think about us.
That's true. Because in that scene that you guys are talking about, that's what initially when I seen the natural hair, I was happy to see natural hair. And then in that scene, I did notice how they did have all the lighter skinned girls with their hair down their back, and all the pressing girls
styled up, right?
No, but Tisha Campbell weave still wasn't what it was. I should not have been looking like that.
For real, as my mama said, was weave really like that back in the day? She said that was just the beginning, so.
But I did want to talk about the colorism. I noticed that my scene that I feel like it struck out the most was the scene where they were going back and forth in the hallway. But the only thing that they were going back and forth, so it's the darker skin sorority versus the lighter skin sorority, and they're all started, you know, throwing jokes or insults back and forth. But I noticed that a lot of the insults that the lighter skin women were saying is like, oh, you a jigaboo, you're a tar baby, you bald headed, you nappy headed, you a beast. Yeah. And the darker skin women insults were more like, you wearing blue eyes, those are not your eyes, you want to be white, and you think that you're all that. You know, like it wasn't harsh. Yeah, but it's like it just sucked because that mentality that you're dehumanizing me for my actual characteristics. Like you're making me feel like I'm a beast and I'm horrible because of my actual characteristics, but this is what makes me the bomb, you know?
Thebomb.com.
Thebomb.com. So it was just like that's just something that really bothers me, because you have to know that whoever taught me to hate myself is the same person who taught you to hate me. So the common denominator is somebody is out here trying to make y'all hate me. But why?
Right.
Why?
Well, they found their way up in there, you know?
They did.
Because, you know, a white person, the closest they could be to black is that color, you know? They can't get that deep. They can't get that dark. So what I'm looking at, when they like bashing they own, all they are is saying, I want to be like y'all, I want to hate and be everything y'all say we not, because I got the color to be a little bit more like y'all than they can. So you know, hate ourselves to where now they just found that hate found their way in our community, and now we're fighting against each other. Yeah, you know? That's true. Yeah. So that's why they got so much to say. You all beast, you all this, and we like, because in our mind we still think that's still better, that's still good. You know? So it's kind of like, it's a mixed up thing.
Yeah. It's sad. It's really sick when you really get to think about it, how deep this stuff is. Like, let's go. We gotta go to the next topic, honey.
Alright, y'all, that's enough of color
video just on that.
Yeah, we got y'all to be continued.
We got too much inside of us right now.
Girl. Alright.
But Imani, I know you got something you want to give us.
Yes, another thing I saw in the film was peer pressure. So starting off with the fraternities, a big thing was like the alpha male, like who's better. And in my eyes, I saw like the lead dude of the fraternity, like him being the alpha male, dictating the new recruiters on what to do. And that's a whole other subject. But as far as peer pressure, that was one thing. And I think it's also toxic masculinity, because when you think about it, it's like the whole fraternity thing to me is like kind of like humiliating somebody else and making them do degrading things, which to me, why do we have to stoop that low to become sisters and brothers. Why can't we have our own sisterhood and brotherhood in the community, period? You know, so I feel like that was another thing about peer pressure, like being an alpha male and toxic masculinity. Also throughout the film, it showed like how some people lost their virginity in college or before, and like Spike Lee, his character, he didn't yet, so his frat brothers were pressuring him to have sex, like, oh man, you have sex, blah 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 blah, and like it was a constant pressure on him, like big jokes for him being a virgin, which I think is not cool.
Would you talk to a boy who was a virgin in college?
I would, cause I like me some different people, you know.
I commend. I think that's dope. If you
just don't tell nobody about it.
I think it's dope. Like, you know.
No, it is, because that let me know he got his own mind. He know how to make his own decision. Most males do it because they feel pressured to do it. Yeah. They don't even know they're being pressured to do it. We pressured not to do it. You know,
I know one male in my entire life that was a virgin until they got married.
Wow, that's beautiful.
18, that's the highest.
And what about for you?
Would I talk to somebody who's a virgin in college? Yeah, because because it.
Girl, stop lying.
No, I would because then that's something special. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it shows that you have substance.
Right.
So anytime there's a man with substance, I'm right there. Yeah. Well, not anymore because I got a man.
Right.
And then what are your views for peer pressure? And what are your views for peer pressure in regards to this film?
Peer pressure, baby. I feel like it was peer pressure on the man's side, and I feel like you pretty much talked about that a lot with the toxic masculinity and what that contributes and what transpires from that. I think there was peer pressure even on the women's side as well, because they were pressuring her to go out. They're like, you don't have to, with Rachel, in the scene, Rachel, she was studying, her man was going to the event. And then I felt like that was a peer pressure scene for the women, because they're like, you need to go out, like, even though you got a good man, you can find some more good men, like, you go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was gonna say really quick, and also how they were like accusing him of cheating.
Yes.
Like jealousy. Like jealousy, I think that. I said, okay.
Okay, yeah, that's what oh, you're not about to sit. Like, and
they didn't have any men.
They didn't have any men.
And he was a good man. And he had his stands.
Yeah. And so I felt like that was a
3. And just as my sister girl was saying about colorism, it is still something that's going on today in today's society, actually around the world. But if we're talking about our community, it's still a very big thing. You see it in music videos, you see it in magazines, all over social media. It's still that battle of the lighter versus darker, and it shouldn't be. So I think that's something still very crucial within our community, that a cycle that we need to break for sure.
Yeah, it's a cycle that needs to be deaded on again, because I just feel like it causes so much hatred, insecurities, jealousy, envy over the fact that I'm brown and you're light and you're dark. Like that's what makes, as my sister girl said, that's what makes us beautiful. That's what makes us so unique. And who are you that's gonna tell me I'm not what's it because I'm darker? And I just feel like it's irritating, because I feel like anybody that's of darker skin, if you have darker skin, it's demonized, and if you have lighter skin, it's like sexualized, fetishized, idolized, and all of that stuff. And it's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And they were hazing him, and all he said was, she can't be in a sorority. They over here throwing water on the man, telling him he ain't nothing.
Water on the man.
He all getting mad at them, cussing them out, and they just sitting there like, nah, you know. But she eventually came out and got her man. Right. But yeah, so that's why I just wanted to talk about peer pressure. I see it on both ends.
Well, I had there was a clip in the video in the film that was dealing with a lot of pressure, and that was when Jean, she felt like, because she had one of the top dudes in the school, which was Big Brother of the fraternity,
Big Brother Almighty,
you know, so you know, she thinks she that girl, you know. But as women, sometimes we begin to change who we are, do different things, and you know, fall into what they want us to do. So I feel like it was a scene where he wanted Spike Lee to lose his virginity, so he went and took his girl and told his girl, hey, let him hit that thing real quick. You know,
he said, where that thing? He said, where that thing out?
It makes no sense.
He said, tear that thing up.
I'm like, how's she supposed to feel?
And like, so, you know, even that, you can see all of her face that that's not what she wanted to do. But because she felt like she needed to do that to please him, she actually went and did that. And The cold part about the whole thing was after it was done, she go to him and she like, baby, I did what you wanted me to do. And he go try to twist this thing all around on her and go say, you did what? You slept with the one of my bros? How you gonna do that to me? You know?
Wow.
Bros? Wow.
She smashed the homie.
Smashed the homie.
How she gonna do that to me?
When I told her to. Ooh, she ain't nothing.
How she gonna do what I said her to do when she never did it?
Boy, that's why you gotta say no. Because let me tell you something. Can't no man pressure you into anything. Because at the end of the day, there's always another man that's gonna wait until you want to do it. So that's why I feel like that is something big to talk about, because that's something we all go through every day.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Since we was even in middle school. Yeah. Sometimes elementary school, little boy touching that little thing.
Yeah.
Nasty. But I'm glad you mentioned that too. So I guess another thing would be disrespect of women.
Yeah.
Like, because even in the hallways, like, it was another scene where this guy, he didn't get to have sex with a girl, and he walked out saying, I forgot what he said, but then I knew his homies in the hall were gonna laugh. I was like, watch, give it a few seconds, and they laughed at him because he didn't get the opportunity to have sex with the girl. And also just how they were talking about it, like you said, Big Brother Almighty gonna tell his girl go have sex with old dude, and then get mad, and then it's like, I feel like that's obviously so disrespectful on so many levels. Like, if that's your girl, your one and only, why do you want to share her with another man, especially if y'all close?
And
like,
no one who really wants you will want you to go out and share yourself, you know?
At all.
Don't ever believe that, because it's already off.
Yeah,
disrespect should not be tolerated.
It's just, I think that with this Big Brother Almighty, it's just a power trip. And so he felt like he was in charge. He can make her do whatever he wanted to do. And it's unfortunate because a lot of girls fell victim. I could say I fell victim to, oh, I really like this guy, so I'm going to do this. Not that, but I'm going to do this. Because I really like them. And turns out they were busters. So it's like, what did I get out of it? You know, so I just would encourage women from that scene to just know your self-worth. And have your self-respect, and anybody that's gonna challenge that, deuces. You feel me?
And don't wait for a man to pump up your head, because that's what they do to get to, you know, to get to the golden
prize. Like your mama say, the cookies in the
so just like
don't let nobody touch your cookies.
Okay, keep them in the purse. So yeah, so just like
they got some milk. But no, let me stop. Okay. But yeah, like they was saying, like we just letting you know, like, can't no man pressure you into anything. So
shouldn't no man pressure you into
shouldn't no man, but don't let no man pressure you. You know? Because too much to give inside of you.
And words are just words. They mean nothing.
Yeah.
Without action. And even with that, they could play it off to where I've been in that situation to where they go along for so long and then all of a sudden they go ghost, you know. So it's just learning the game, you know, and it's sad it has to be that way. That's the dating game has never changed, unfortunately, in that way.
And that was in the 80s, and we in what? 2000.
But there are
19? Yeah, he don't even sound right.
But there are good men and women and wonderful, excellent examples of couples out there, y'all. So just be wise.
Don't get discouraged.
Yeah,
just know what's out there. And yeah, I felt like in that also scene, to touch on that, like I just felt like even the men, I would want, if I was to raise my son, or what I would tell my brothers is to don't be those dudes. Like, why y'all sitting out there being a bugaboo, sitting outside the door listening to see if they having sex? You ain't got nothing to do. Right. You ain't got nothing to do. You got money to make, businesses to create, jobs to invent. You got nothing to do but sit out here and listen to whether or not they having sex. Come on. And I just feel like in our generation, and clearly in their generation, men just, why are you so upset? What is the obsession?
It's like it's what true value with that. Yeah.
It's what society's putting out there, like, you know. But maybe we just that special. They can't let us go.
Maybe
it's something in us. We just gotta know our worth. Yeah, we would get it all. You know?
Then they can't be able to play those games that they be trying to play.
Right.
But I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I was gonna say a lot of times women feel powerless. When really I learned as I got older that we hold the power.
Man.
Literally. Of course, rape. Right, no consent. Rape. Of course, rape. No consent is not okay. But just in like other terms, even like when you feel pressure to have sex. If you are in a relationship or if you are seriously seeing somebody, like sometimes we feel like the man has power.
A lot of times.
Because they initiate it depending on the situation. A lot of the times, yes. But just know that you have the power. and you are you. And if he doesn't want to wait when you're ready, if he doesn't want to do things when you're ready, let him go. Because there's too many people in this world.
He ain't the one.
He ain't the one, sis.
He ain't the one. And no means no. Period. If no means no.
Seriously.
So, what's some other things that happened, transpired in this film that y'all feel like need to be pressed right here?
I don't know if it was that deep, but maybe it was violence. Like, I noticed, like, when the fraternities couldn't, because that was another thing, they were against each other too. So another thing I noticed in the film is violence, like, amongst the two fraternities. So, like, it seems like when one egos was hurt or whatever, they would have to get into a fight. Like, more than once there was altercations. And it's like, y'all gotta resort to violence to make your point.
Every time.
Alpha males. So I noticed that was something more so with the men. But, like, throughout the movie, like, they would say little things. And then if one felt their ego was hurt, they had to resort to violence. So I'm like, okay, brothers.
They get on my nerves.
Why y'all be doing that? No pain, no gain.
That's the thing. If you guys comment in our comment section, how come if you cannot get your point across, the first thing is like, well, I'm gonna beat you up. Why?
Because they got strength, and their strength is what they can use.
It's like the ego, like pride.
It's like their ego, you know. So I feel like when they, you know, let's see who can knock you down the fastest. You know, boys be
men are very prideful.
You know, they so trying to. It's like they trying to build up everything that's inside them.
But it's like, you guys, what's the point of being the strongest man? Like, what's the point of that? I would rather have a strong ass team with me. You know what I'm saying? For me, I don't know.
But the thing that,
I think that goes back to toxic masculinity though.
Yeah,
like wanting to be the alpha male, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
But the thing about men, I feel like they do know how to build themselves up and feel like they the strongest man and still have a team. I feel like us women don't know how to do that. Because they do all that fighting, all that stuff, come right together and be working at
the next day.
What's the deal? You know?
We hold on to it for years.
Man, yeah, like, I can't believe
that, like the way she looked at me.
Yeah.
10 years ago.
No, let me tell you that,
in the hallway.
Because I remember in 6th grade. Yes, you did.
I heard her say my name, and I don't know nothing else she said, so I don't like her.
And if you graduated high school and you're 20, still hold on to it, let it go.
Let it go.
Bad energy. Let it go.
It's dead. I'm telling you, it's dead.
That person didn't change, came back, changed again.
Life happens for real.
Forgot about you, thought about you again. It's done.
Some married, got kids.
Right,
don't. Good.
Let it go. Ain't nobody pressed about that no more.
But you know, like, I think it is their ego. You know, it's their ego. Definitely. It's like being a man, kind of like how we are. We want to feel like a good, feel wanted, feeling, looking good.
Yeah, the desire.
That's just our desire. That's their desire. So it's a little ignorant because we like, what? Punch me?
Yeah.
You punch me?
Right. How you gonna punch me?
Right. But you know, dudes are different. So yeah, I think that. But guys, you answer it. I ain't no guy.
Let us know. Make it clear. What's some other things? Okay, I got something.
Did you ask me?
Cause I got nothing.
Okay. I'm like, it's a point where I don't know if y'all caught on to this, but what's his name? What is it? Dap?
Lawrence Fishburne?
Yeah, Lawrence.
Yeah.
Okay, so
you gotta let them know who Dap is, though.
Dap. Okay, so Dap Self. He was a very militant, pro-black brother on the campus.
Activist.
And yeah, he just felt like y'all not about to be out here engaging in no white nonsense. White nonsense. Yeah, white nonsense. You know, he just felt adamant about his people and what his people are. So he was like, anybody going with that foolishness, to hell with you. Right. Even his own woman had to get had to get a check, you know? So that's my brother. But in this scene, I think he was talking about like maybe organizing, and he mentioned that. But I bet if you put on the bus all you can eat chicken, all the black people will be on this bus. Or if you have all you can drink or all you can smoke on this bus, they'll be there. And I feel like yeah, that's true. That's true. But you can't say I don't like that stereotype, because you know it be white people that love chicken too. We don't own Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Everybody
we don't own Cane's. We don't own this. And I feel like yes, it is a stereotype that applies to black people, but that's the same thing for anybody. If you put all you can have anything, I got homies that as long as it was free, they would go be there, you know? And I think that applies for everybody. I just don't like when black people engage in those type of stereotypes to each other, because I feel like it's tearing one another down. And it's only a stereotype if we allow it to become a stereotype. Yeah, if we allow it to become our stereotype.
Sometimes I feel like you have to get harsh to say those stereotypes, because sometimes stereotypes is it comes from the truth sometimes.
Yeah.
Because if it was, look at it, when
it's exaggerated though.
Yeah, it's extra. But I feel like as a black man, I feel like he had the right to say what he know. You know?
That's true.
Because it's to get our attention. Like, sometimes you gotta be like, okay, if I had this free stuff here, would you be there? You like, be like, oh yeah, free? Free what? Yeah. Because it's just like, I feel like he was just trying to get their attention, let them know, like, the ignorance needs to stop. Yeah. Y'all need to really get on board. Stop letting, like, these things that's chicken, frying all this chicken that's not even good for your body, smoking and drinking to suppress everything that you're going through. Yeah. You know, that is what we do. It's a stereotype, but it's what we do. And I feel like he was trying to get their attention, making his point. But no, nothing against what you said.
I know. That's what I said. I understand what you were saying too, girl. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Sometimes you do have to call it what's it say? Call a spade a spade. Yeah, I believe you have to call a spade, but I just don't want to carry those stereotypes onto my kids. No. So when I hear it, I get triggered, you know? That's just how
I agree with what you're saying too, as far as that, like, we don't own nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember I worked at this we only own greatness. but like, I worked at this wedding chapel, and this Mexican guy was like, he said something ghetto, and he turned to me, no offense, Imani. So Imani's not offended. That word goes for everybody, because I know every race of person I ever met in my life that is not black, there is quote unquote ghetto. Ghetto does not belong to us. You know what I'm saying? That's something that was projected on us to make it seem like we are that, but we are not.
If you guys haven't ever seen Freedom Writers, y'all need to watch Freedom Writers, but I think y'all seen it, but if y'all haven't, y'all gonna see it. And in that movie, I know in that movie, everybody in that movie was hood. It was Hispanic, blacks, white, and Asians. They was all hoodlums acting hoodless. I mean, hoodlumist, you know? So that just goes to clarify what you're saying. It doesn't just apply to us. It applies to, it's a characteristic.
Right. And also going back to the sororities and fraternities, my personal opinion on it, like I said earlier in the video, why do we have to go through hazing and no nights of sleep and being humiliated for us to have this sister and brotherhood? It makes no sense to me. Why? And then a lot of people say, you know, because of the connects. Why can't we make those same connects outside of doing fraternities and sororities? Why can't we just come together and truly be brothers and sisters? If that's your brother and sister, you're not gonna haze me. I'm not gonna let you haze me.
Don't haze me.
Please.
I'm not gonna let
And like, I just personally feel like it's just nothing good of it. Like, that's how you build sisterhood and brotherhood? Absolutely not. Like, people who sleep behind that, their grades fall behind that. Like, the main purpose of going to school, yes, having fun in college, but like, that's not how you lift up in one another. I feel like you can be a sister and brother to your people without being in a sorority or fraternity.
See, I always wanted to be.
Me too, but let me tell you, as soon as I heard about that hazing, I said no, hell no. Because why are you about to demean me, humiliate me, so I could be a part of your crew? F your crew. I'm gonna make my own crew.
But sometimes I be like, is it just TV, or is that really what they do?
No, it's real life. It's in real life, girl. It's in real life. It's lawsuits over it.
I was gonna say that I don't know what college this was. I don't think it was at HBCU, but it was. I think they challenged this boy to drink. You know, like the big water fountain of water. They challenged him to drink that, and I think he already had water beforehand, so he drowned. I may be saying it wrong, but I think more or less he drowned from the inside out. Died. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's so many bad stories behind that, and that's how you're gonna do your brother? Like,
also, it was like a fire that started over the hazing. I don't know if anybody died, but I remember it was a fire that started over this stuff. Like, I think, yes, on TV it is exaggerated, but I know for sure that stuff happens, and it ain't cute, and it ain't cool.
See, I'm sorry, I was gonna say, I think TV like glamorizes it in a sense. Yeah. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was thinking, I'm like, while y'all like question this, I'm like, where did it really come from? Maybe it didn't come from our culture.
Oh, it didn't come from our culture.
Because if you look at it, this is not just something that in the black college. This is literally something that a lot of schools do. Like, I watch Lifetime, y'all, so you know, I be seeing what they be doing up in there.
What they be doing?
Yeah. Oh. They be whipping you. They be making you sleep around. They make you shame yourself. They be making you eat all kind of stuff. You know, I ain't gonna say what they make you do, but it's just like downgrading.
Just to be an LA teen.
Yeah, and it's like they want you to go through so much that only y'all have that experience. It's like if you have a secret I know it's even the military like that. You got that secret, you got that bond, and that's what they try to give you. But you can't really get that unless you go through all the stuff that they put you through. But it still don't make sense. I need to look that up, y'all, because I need to see. That might be some underground satanic stuff that they be doing.
No, that stuff comes from slavery.
Definitely.
I would say that same behavior. Anybody that want to dehumanize me. That's a pattern and traits that come from people that, you know,
period. Just like
did what they do.
But societies do that a lot too.
Oh yeah.
Especially in the music industry, they do that mess too.
Yeah, I believe it. But who's in charge of the music industry?
Right.
Wasn't it Brother Almighty? Whatever.
Yeah, but
same thing. It's just that back in the day, we was calling the white people massa. Like you know, it's the same thing. It definitely has. You obviously have to do more research on it, but it definitely stems from slavery for sure.
It has
Just
to.
look at it, you know.
That's sad.
Yeah.
But it's okay. We're not knocking, you know, y'all sororities and for fraternities. We just saying we ain't getting down with how y'all get down.
Yeah, we got our own Jenny gang.
If I could find a good one, I might, you know, slip on in there, you know.
I used to really always want to be
a sorority.
I promise.
That's the only reason why I wanted to actually go to
HBCU.
Yeah, I wanted to look at I want to hit Marty, but I wanted to do all of that, you know,
me too.
With my group. But yeah, it's too much stuff that goes behind the scene.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
No, what's that dance called? What's the dances that's called that do the?
Oh, the dance about I don't know, but
y'all they dance like that though.
Let us know what the name is.
I don't know what that is because they smooth.
They so smooth.
Ooh, I don't know. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah. So we're gonna sum up our overall perspective of the movie, and I'm gonna start. I feel like my overall perspective, I feel like it's a good movie. I feel like all Spike Lee movies are kind of like botchy, like you know what I mean? Like they're kind of botchy, where like they kind of cut and then like they go back. Anyways, I liked it. I think it's a good movie. I think it was a Spike Lee joint. It had the consistency of all his movies. And I think that the topics that it addressed, I appreciate us being able to have this conversation from it.
And same here, like I said, I love Spike Lee for the reason that his movies always have a message. Sometimes you have to analyze a little deeper, but I love that he focused on peer pressure, colorism, texturism, all of those things that unfortunately still go on within our community today. I think that young adults our age should watch it, people in high school and middle school, and all races actually, because it's actually a global issue. But I think I love just his movie and all the messages he delays with it.
And I love the movie School Daze because I feel like it just made me feel like I was with my people again, you know, even though we might be a little chaotic, but you know, that's us. And I love to see like all the different black women of different colors, different styles, the men, you know, I love me some black men, you know, all that good stuff. And then also what I love looking at all the older actors out there that some of us never even seen, you know, even though it's an older movie, I guarantee you it's gonna catch your attention just like House Party did. So tune in and watch that movie because I guarantee you enjoy it.
Yes. Yeah. And once again, it's called School Daze by Spike Lee. Came out in 1988, so definitely go check it out.
Alright.
Okay, and you also want to make sure you subscribe to our channel and leave some comments below on some subjects and topics you want us to talk about. You guys like the review? You want another review? And you can also follow us at BGJ__3. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Bye.